Hi friends, it's Nancy, and we are back to do another hashtag, the big book of ideas. So I'm working on a project. It's inspired by one project that I saw on Instagram, but there's several steps to it. So I'm going to start with one of the embellishments. So mine is slightly different than the original, but what I've done is stamped some little images on muslin and then put the muslin on top of like a really good quality cheesecloth. This is the cheesecloth I used, not the stuff that you get at like the dollar store. That's not a fine enough weave. This was actually 2 little stamps. There's a little word. There's another little stamp. So I stamped the little images using VersaFine. So you want to use a fast drying pigment ink. Not a dye ink, but a pigment ink, so that it gives you a really sharp image. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue just where the image is. And I'm going to put it up in the corner. I'm just putting it on where the image is because I will be cutting back some of the muslin, and so I don't want it stuck down, if that makes any sense. I'll cut these apart just for ease. All right, I have 1 strand of just ordinary black sewing thread. I put a little knot at the end, why not? And I don't mind if the knot shows. So I'm going to start, what I'm doing is I'm following the grain of the fabric. So I'm just going to do a little narrow running stitch. Doesn't have to be beautiful stitchery. And then make sure it's not too puckered. And then I'm turning the corner and I will follow the grain of the fabric. It's almost comical that I haven't drawn the line. You know how I love to have things perfectly aligned and symmetry and perfectly square. But we're in good shape here. We're not that concerned. No puckers. So I'm just going to cut the thread off. There's no need to knot this. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So I'm going to pull the cheesecloth away and then just trim back some of that muslin. Okay, I'm just going to pull these threads, and that if there had been glue underneath there, the threads just would not pull. Ask me how I know this. Yeah, that's right. And you can pull as much as you like. I'm just leaving a thread or two beyond the black stitching. Okay. All right, now I'm going to just trim a little bit outside of that frayed edge. And pull some of those threads. All right. I'm going to do the other two, but I'll do those off camera. So I have got these prepared. Just move them off to the side. Okay. Next, we are going to make an envelope. And it's going to sort of look like this. So we have to start with some tea-dyed paper, a book page. But I want to cut it in half this way. Now I could start at the corner and, you know, cut it that way. But just to add a degree of difficulty, I'm just going to mark the center there, and then I have a 45-degree angle marked on my ruler. So I want the ruler going through that pinch. Okay. So the halfway mark here, it is absolutely not necessary to do any measuring, but I know who I am. So I've marked the center there. I think I want my envelope to be about 4.5 inches. So I've put 2 1/4 on that mark. I've got my 45-degree along the edge of the paper, and I'm going to mark that like that, like so. So I'm putting my 4.5-inch line on that fold, and then putting any straight line on that edge. Just to make sure it's square. See, now we're doing the way Nancy likes it. Everything must be square. So, I mean, we could do it this way, but I'm not. I'm going to fold this down so that the edge is at that fold. Then I'm going to fold this one down. Again, so we're at that fold. Okay. These two pieces can be cut off now. I almost reached for my least favorite scissors. They seem to cut crooked. Has nothing to do with the user. Okay. Now I want to fold up the bottom. So you can fold it up any length you like, but that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to remove some of the bulk. This is the corner that's coming up from the bottom. So I'm going to cut along where it was folded and then slightly further up the side so it reduces that bulk there. So you don't have papers piling up. Okay. Now, I can either cut this off or fold it. I just want to make sure it's straight. So I'm going to cut that extra little bit off. I'll mark it with a pencil. And you see that's more or less touching the edges there. Okay. I need ink now. The last project we didn't use any ink and I was bereft. I was having a real struggle. using potting soil. Okay. Let's find the glue. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue here, here, and then all the way up there. Not along the top, because that's not, there's no paper there. What do you think of that? Okay. I forgot to say that this project was inspired by a very, very recent post on Instagram by Lily NZ. I need some lace. Let's grab some from this box. Okay. So I just need it, a little wider than the envelope. And I'm using glue stick. Gotta make sure I have the right side of the lace up. And I'm going to cut some of the bulk away. Because it's got this whole stitched edge thing here. I'm just going to cut that bottom off. I'm looking at this thinking, what if I cut the stitching off? Can I use that somewhere as a tie or something? Maybe. There's no need to cut this off, but it was so hard not to do things square with those little stamped fabric embellishments. Okay. Taking a little bit off, not right to the corner. I'm telling you, this glue was plenty sticky enough for my other two prototypes. Maybe it just needs to be held. It just wants to be held. Don't we all? I think it's this thicker part at the top that's being disagreeable. If it doesn't stick after being pinned for a minute, then I'll just put some tape on it. I have a feeling this bottom will stick just fine. Tape. I will show you the back of the other ones I made so you can see that I did not have to tape them. Okay, that's what that's like. Now, next up, we're going to make a tag to go in the envelope. But if I already had a tag I want to use, well, then I would just add one of these fabric embellishments. I want a rose. Where's my roses? Oh, there they are. I would add a rose, and then I could use this one. I used crinkled seam binding, but I could use twine or anything like that. So let me get out the makings for this. So various papers. These are images from books. And that's what I'm going to be using. I've got some music paper. This is a piece of paper torn from a notebook, but you could use anything neutrally, or even if you wanted to use something colored. I mean, there's no law that you can't. And maybe that's your preference. So let me grab the stuff we need. All right, well, I got playing, and you've seen that one. So I've made a couple more like that. I made this one. Can't remember which one I did in the video. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But then I did these double ones. So if I have time at the end of this video, I will show you how I did the double ones. If I don't have time, I'll do a little video later. All right, now I need to make a card. So this is a picture from just a little gift book. I got it at the thrift store last week, actually, and it was about mothers, and it was in Spanish, but it was only $1, and goes to the hospital, so that's okay. I'm kind of in love with this picture. I love the daisies. So I just put it on the back of this like manila paper. I bought a pad of this at the thrift store. I think I paid 80 cents for it or something. So the first thing I want to do is mess up the edges. So I have this tool. I think this came in a kit from, I want to say Mod Podge. I could be wrong, but you can use the blade on your scissors. There's other kind of distress tools you can get, but I'm just going to rough it up. putting this ruler here and then kind of curling the edge. Gotta use some power here. Little tears are good. Don't worry about that. Okay, now I'm going to use some ink. Okay, now I would like some music paper. I'm just gonna tear this edge off because it has holes. Sorry, didn't mean to bounce you. Okay. I think all my rulers are in front of the couch. Okay. Ooh, it's first thing in the morning. I don't know if this glue is going to work or not. I've been having glue trouble. I don't want it right up to the edge because I want the edge to be dimensional. Get back in there, you. I think the next layer I will do some packing paper. Or, ooh, I got painter's tape. Not tape, but paper. Maybe I'll grab that. It's Saturday morning, and my intentions is to go to an estate sale, not too far from here, See how that goes. Okay, paper. Yeah, it was on advertised on Kijiji yesterday, and Doug sent me the link, and there was some pictures of some rather lovely books. Now, if they're a million zillion dollars, I'm not interested. I have lots of books, but they were quite interesting in appearance, so if I can snap them up for next to nothing, sign me up. School year is over for Doug. Yesterday, he came in and advised that the summer of Doug has begun. Just in time to do yard work. Shh, I haven't told him that part yet. Although it's a little early just yet. Yeah, maybe I'll keep you. You want to be there, clearly. Some new ink pads. You can see the back of the music paper through here. So let me see if I have something I can cover that with. Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh. This one I do want the edges down. Okay. That's pretty. Pretty, pretty. Let's put it in a book. So you can use any kind of paper for framing this out. I would say a minimum of 2 different papers. Look at that. Okay, so today is the 20th. I have a weird mark on my thumb. Oh, it's Belle. It's Sugar Belle. I have the imprint of the embossing on my Sugar Belle bottle. Well, aren't you adorable, Nancy? You're just stinking cute. All right. Where are we? Book page pocket. Inspired by at LILYNZ. Instagram. Okay, so there is another project. Hope you thought this was fun. I clearly need to make more journal cards for the other ones. Maybe I'll get to that today. And then my next video, I'll show you how to do the double pocket. and it took some thinking, but somehow I managed to figure it out. So I'll share that with you in my next video. All right, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.